All right, let's dive right into this explainer on how the new era of agentic development is completely replacing traditional workflow builders. If you're used to just dragging and dropping nodes on a screen, how would you like to completely shift your paradigm? We are rapidly moving away from basic, rigid automation and stepping into a world where you can deploy highly intelligent, autonomous systems that literally build software for you.
Now, I know it sounds impossible, right? But the answer lies in leveraging a highly intelligent AI copilot to do the heavy lifting for you. We're entirely replacing the old concept of traditional coding with strategic prompting. And look, we're not talking about simple chat completions where you ask for a pancake recipe anymore. We're talking about an AI that can plan, architect, design, and deploy an entire $10,000 software infrastructure from a single, well-structured natural language command. The value proposition here is absolutely massive.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the Agentic OS revolution. Second, the secret sauce, MCP. Third, the BLAST framework. Fourth, probabilistic versus deterministic. And fifth, deploying the full stack. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. The Agentic OS revolution. We are moving away from rigid tools like Zapier or N8N because platforms like Google's anti-gravity IDE now let you run 5 to 8 parallel agents simultaneously. In the past, you were stuck with a single agent bottleneck, just connecting step A to step B and waiting. Now, you have a dynamic workspace where multiple agents handle database queries, front-end design, and API scraping all at the exact same time. Anti-gravity is essentially the jet, and Claude Code is the pilot. Anti-gravity provides the supersonic environment, the IDE, the file structure, the terminal, but you can effortlessly swap out the pilot. Need intense reasoning for a specific task? Slot in Claude 4.5. Need a different flavor of intelligence? Swap in Gemini. It's a completely modular approach where you provide the jet and you pick the absolute best pilot for the mission.
Section 2. The secret sauce, MCP.
So what is the technology that makes all of this seamless integration possible without you writing complex APIs yourself? It's MCP, or Model Context Protocol. Think of it as a universal remote control. Instead of you spending hours manually wiring up a custom integration or pulling your hair out over API documentation, MCP lets your AI natively reach out and manipulate external apps. It can read, write, and execute commands right within Notion databases, scrape a Reddit thread for research, or summarize transcripts straight from Fireflies. You plug in the MCP, authenticate it once, and boom, your AI suddenly has hands. It can actually touch your external data.
Now there is a magic number here, and it's 50. You absolutely must keep your total MCP tool usage below 50. Why is that specific number so important? Well, because if you give your AI too many tools at once, it suffers from what we call context rot. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by having way too many browser tabs open at once, imagine exactly how an AI feels. It's like giving an employee 200 tasks at 9 a.m. By noon, they're going to completely forget their primary mission. Keeping your tool connections focused ensures your agent remains incredibly sharp, accurate, and ready to execute.
Section 3. The BLAST framework.
To prevent our super-intelligent AI from acting like an intern who has absolutely no idea what their actual job is, we use this highly structured sequence. 1. Blueprint. 2. Links. 3. Architect. 4. Stylize. And 5. Trigger. You can have an AI with a 500 IQ, but if you lock it in a room with a laptop and 0 instructions, you're just going to get a mess. BLAST is exactly how we provide that vital structure, transforming absolute chaos into a reliable, repeatable business process. We are literally guiding the AI step by step through the entire build.
Let's start with step 1, Blueprint. During this phase, you define your North Star, your desired integrations, your source of truth, and your behavioral rules, all in everyday, natural language. You might tell the agent, hey, I want a script that pulls action items from a Fireflies meeting transcript and organizes them into a specific Notion dashboard. You are defining the exact delivery payload. Why? So the AI knows exactly what success looks like before it even attempts to write a single line of code. You have to set the target before you fire the arrow.
Step 2 is all about links. This is where we establish a virtual handshake between your app and external MCPs like Supabase or Fireflies. We essentially pass over our API keys so the AI can physically reach over, touch, and validate those vital connections. It needs to perform that secure virtual handshake with your robust databases or your private Notion workspace. If the AI can't verify its access to the data source right here in Step 2, the whole system stops dead in its tracks. It simply won't be able to build a functional app later if the pipes aren't properly connected right now.
Section 4.
Probabilistic versus deterministic.
This brings us to the architect step, which honestly solves the absolute biggest problem with AI development today. You see, the models we rely on are fundamentally probabilistic. They naturally generate a slightly different, creative answer every single time you ask them a question. But business logic, that demands the exact same result every single time. It has to be deterministic. If a client clicks a checkout button in your app, it needs to do the exact same thing 100 out of 100 times. We have to build a rigid architecture that won't just fall apart like a $2 suitcase the second a real user interacts with it. Which leads us to this absolute golden rule. If logic changes, you update the SOP before updating the code. This rule dictates our entire architecture. By forcing the AI to route all data through strict standard operating procedures written in Markdown, we stop it from trying to invent new, creative solutions on the fly. The SOP becomes the undisputed source of truth. If a business requirement changes, you change the text file first, and the AI follows it to systematically update the code. That means you spend your valuable time managing the business logic, rather than hunting down obscure bugs.
Once that plumbing works deterministically, we hit step 4, stylize. Functionality is great, but let's be honest, design is what sells. This involves UI sniping, formatting outputs, and really refining that front-end user experience. We specifically direct our AI to seamlessly integrate high-end pre-built components directly from libraries like 21st or CodePen. This allows a solo creator to spin up a gorgeous front end that looks like it was built by a 5-figure design agency, and you don't even have to know how to push a single pixel yourself.
Section 5. Deploying the full stack.
Finally, we reach the trigger phase. Because a beautiful dashboard just sitting on your local hard drive isn't a business, it's just a prototype waiting for an audience. We're looking at specific target environments here. Modal for scheduled background execution, Vercel for live front-end hosting, and GitHub for secure code storage. Using platforms like Modal, you can easily deploy your scripts to trigger every 3 hours. Your script is actively scraping Reddit or updating your CRM while you're asleep without your laptop even being open. Meanwhile, Vercel seamlessly pushes your UI live to the web, and GitHub keeps your codebase safely stored and version controlled. And getting all this live is shockingly simple now. The timeline looks like this. 1. Initialize GitHub repo. 2. Generate a Vercel token. 3. Push code. And 4. Review live URL. Just by feeding Claude Code your Vercel token right in the terminal, it will initialize your repository, commit all the files, and push your entire application live to the internet in seconds. You literally just chat with the terminal in plain English, and it handles all the complex deployment ops for you. No more wrestling with terminal errors for hours on end.
Here's a massive pro tip for you. Use Claude Skills with a / command to automate complex, repeated workflows. If you find yourself doing the same deployment or competitor analysis repeatedly, like cloning a competitor's website, you can turn that exact prompt sequence into a saved Claude skill. Imagine accessing a hyper-complex workflow, like deeply scraping a competitor's site, analyzing their copywriting, and redesigning a brand new landing page instantly with a single / command. It turns what used to be a week of grueling work into a 10-second keystroke.
So, armed with the precise structure of the BLAST framework and the raw, unbridled power of agentic IDEs like anti-gravity, the traditional barrier to entry for robust software creation has completely collapsed. The tools are officially there, and the agents are just sitting, waiting for your instructions. You now hold the keys to replace coding with prompting. So what will you build first in this new era of agentic software development?